Good evening, everybody. So now we're doing this little invisible transition here, which is that you are some of the lucky people in Oakland who get two choices. Oakland has both 7 district council people. We also have 1 at-large council person. My name is Kaplan, and I am running for the Oakland City Council at-large seat, which represents the entire city. And I'm running for that seat because I want to bring my skills and experiences to building the kind of city-wide policy solutions that are really missing, and that really can be best served by an active, engaged, passionate, and experienced at-large council person. Now, that means several things to me. One, it means that I bring my experience as a trained mediator, and it's funny because when I was getting trained in mediation, they would have us do practice sessions, on Israel-Palestine. And so, I don't know if I would compare some of the factionalism in Oakland government to that, but I would say that the skills of mediation are some of the skills that are needed in order to make Oakland's government more effective and functioning more harmoniously. We are facing the kinds of challenges that make it tempting to just get into bunker mentalities and to argue about whose fault it is. But we have got a serious budget crisis that we have to solve, and we have a serious public safety crisis that we have to solve, and it's not going to be solved by yelling at each other. And I did want to share that I have position papers that I've left at the back, and I want to let you know that because obviously in the moments we have, we're not going to get into all the details, but I've written a detailed explanation of how to solve the public safety and police shortage, as well as how to bring environmentally sustainable economic development. And these are the types of programs I have already done. I have now been serving as an elected official for 6 years in the at-large seat on the AC Transit Board, which is one of the few other government boards structured like Oakland, and in which I have, in fact, mediated long-standing disputes amongst district elected members who tended to approach things from a perspective of my district, no, my district. And I have helped lead us successfully to land new money for new projects, to launch hiring, training, and apprenticeship programs in green technology, including hydrogen fuel cells, where we tie together programs that are reducing air pollution with programs that are providing local jobs right here in Oakland. And those are some of the kinds of things we need to do on a much wider scale throughout our city. In terms of the policing dispute, I think it's important that we be aware of the history of Oakland's struggle with this problem. In 2004, Oakland voters by over 69% passed Measure Y. Measure Y includes violence prevention community programs. It includes more police. And, by the way, it includes fire department funding, which is really important, too, because, frankly, when there's the next earthquake hits, I don't want to have a shortage of fire department personnel either. That's going to endanger our safety just as much. So Oakland voters voted for this measure overwhelmingly as a public safety solution. And it has not yet been fully implemented. And the part of it that's been the least implemented is the police part. And it's not because the violence prevention programs have stolen the police money. It's because despite having the money allocated, the police department has been struggling with recruitment and retention. And so those are the problems we have to solve. And if we continue to refight the same fight that happened for years before Measure Y, before Measure Y, there were 2 other attempts to pass ballot measures to fund public safety programs, and neither of them succeeded. And one of them was called 100 Cops, and that one got even by less than 50% of the vote. And then the next one had a stronger focus on prevention programs as well as some police, and that one did a lot better than 100 Cops, and it came very close to the 2/3 passing and just missed it. And then Measure Y passed. And so I think it's important that, just taking this one issue as an example, we have to not keep refighting the fight that happened first for the years leading up to it and say, oh no, this Measure Y isn't working. That's proof that we shouldn't give money to prevention programs, or that's proof that we shouldn't give money to police. I believe the ratios in Measure Y were a healthy and sane compromise if we were doing it. and we have not hired the number of police called for in that measure, and we have to. And even those who might come from a more prevention-oriented approach, we should be in solidarity with hiring those more police. That was a community consensus.